out there. I do apologize for the length of time it's taken between my YouTube videos. Really haven't had a lot going on with the 12C to really mention. I did a spark plug and coil pack swap a couple of months ago. It's a bit more in depth than I really wanted to create a video about. Doing routine maintenance on the car, noticing a little bit of uneven wear on the inside of the tires of 8,000 miles on those tires. So I have to get the car aligned. Well, I figured, well, if I'm going to go through that trouble, I might as well go ahead and lower it a little bit. And most people may not know, but the 12Cs, since they do not have the hydraulic lift function, from the factory, you can actually lower the ride height. And I'll show you how that's done. So as you can see, this is a standard McLaren 12C strut. It has a spring perch, and you'll notice these little grooves. These grooves are for adjusting the ride height. I've already compressed the spring a little bit. You can see a clip here, and you place the clip in these different positions. From what I've been reading, you can achieve a full inch drop on the front, full 1 inch drop on the front, and a ½ inch on the rear. I don't really want to go a full 1 inch, so I'm going to try it on second from the top. Now to compress the spring, you have to take a couple of ratchet straps, thread it through the inside of the spring, you can see here, and then crank down on it. I can't take credit for this trick. This is something I saw on the McLaren forum. This is a genius idea. It makes compressing the spring incredibly quick and easy, and compresses it just enough to expose this little clip right here. Take that clip out, put it there, relieve the tension, put the wheels back on, and then I should right away notice the difference in my ride height. I will probably also have to remove these darn tire spoilers. They were missing from the car when I bought it. I paid a couple $100 for these. They're just pieces of rubber. They wear off really fast, and the car doesn't drag a whole lot at factory ride height, but there are a couple instances where it will drag. I have read that these are a bit smaller and more low profile on the 650S, so I'm gonna look into replacing these with the 650S ones. The rear, I'm gonna go ahead and set it to the lowest setting. I doubt you can see it because I don't have, yeah, you can kind of see up in there. There's only a couple of grooves exposed, so I'll go ahead and set that to the lowest point. And then once it's done, I'll go and get the car aligned, but I'll show some video on the lift what it looks like with it dropped. It's hard to tell now because the rear of the car is slightly elevated. I have a jack on the other side. And here we go. Second from the top. Straps are off. That was actually much easier and quicker than I had thought it would be. I've removed springs from many applications, but I've never thought to use a couple of ratchet straps. I guess with a coil-over application, that makes more sense. The fronts were easy, the rear is not so much. And the reason being, you don't have as much space to work with. So we have to do is attach one of the ratchet straps, ratchet it down, rotate the spring assembly inward. You need to make sure there's plenty of room to clear this upper A-arm. Then attach the next strap and start ratcheting it down. And then that will allow, oops, sorry, my light seems to be getting low and shutting off. And that'll allow you to compress it enough to get this clip free. And then I'm gonna move it up 2 spaces, which is all you have on the rear. And that'll set the rear at the full lowest setting. And there we have it. It's now lower than it was. I'm using the wide angle lens, so it might look a little distorted. I didn't go full drop on the front. I still want to maintain some drivability on the street. If anything, I think not going full drop on the front kind of maintain a consistent wheel gap between the front and the rear. I'm not a fan of really lowered cars. You know, case in point, here's the M2 I picked up a few months ago. It is really low with wheel spacers. Car has just an absolutely horrendous ride quality to it. Feel like this was worth the effort. I'll get the suspension realigned to make sure the toe, caster, and camber are within spec. So I hope you enjoyed this video showing what's involved in lowering the ride height on a 2012 McLaren MP412C. It's really not as involved as what I had thought, and all it costs is a little bit of time. If you have the tools, you don't need to put any money into it. As always, thank you for watching.